before 2014 elections, the BJP promised people in their manifesto, in the various speeches that were made by leaders of BJP, that they will give a transparent government if they came to power. They claimed that they will rid the country of corruption. Therefore, there was a natural expectation that people had that once the BJP came to power, they would strengthen the one law which has empowered people to make the government transparent, which is the right to information law. The RTI law has been used by people across the country in India very, very vibrantly to fight corruption and to get their basic rights and entitlements. People have been asking about information about their pensions, their rations, water, education, health, all sorts of basic rights. They have been asking for information and making sure that rights flow to them. Also, people have been asking for information to hold the highest offices in the country accountable. So people are using the information law in India very vibrantly, and there are almost 6 million RTI applications that are filed every year. Unfortunately, ever since the BJP has come to power, we have seen that there have been consistent attacks on the right to information law in India. Under the right to information law, if citizens don't get information, they go to the information commissions, which have the powers to make sure to direct the government to give information to citizens, however inconvenient that information might be. The government, the Modi government, has made sure that the information commissions are under constant threat and their autonomy is under attack. First of all, no single appointment has been made to the Central Information Commission since 2014 without people having to approach courts and without the courts directing the government to make sure that there are appointments made, which means that at one point in time, out of 11 information commissioners, there were 8 vacancies, including that of the Chief Information Commissioner. As a result, the various appeals and complaints that come to the commission don't get heard, the pendency increases, and people have to wait for years to get their information, which basically kills the whole purpose of the right to information law. Not only that, the government has repeatedly attempted to weaken the right to information law itself. First, the government brought in amendments to the RTI law, which they tried to introduce in Parliament, by which they said that they will decide the salaries and tenure of the information commissioners. Right now, the RTI law says that the tenure of the information commissioners is 5 years and their salaries are fixed at the same level as that of Supreme Court judges. This is to make sure that they work without fear or favor. But what the government tried to do was to say that the central government will fix the salaries and tenures of information commissioners. This was basically to make sure that they cannot function independently. They would be scared if they were to give a direction to give information which was inconvenient to the government, then the government would adversely work their salaries and their emoluments. Again, there is an attempt. This particular attempt was defeated because people got together, there was huge public outcry, and the government failed to bring in the amendment. But again, the government has again brought about another attempt, another proposal to curb the independence of information commissions. They have said that we will set up a government-led committee, a bureaucrat-heavy committee, which will look into complaints against information commissioners. This is again a way by which the government is trying to control the information commissioners, make sure that they can't function independently and people don't get the information that the government doesn't want them to have. So we've seen that despite the tall claims that made consistently that they have given transparent governance, in fact, their 2019 manifesto says that in the last 5 years there's been better transparency. But the RTI law, the way it has fared and the way the government has behaved in the last 5 years is totally contrary to that. And the government seems to have made every attempt to scuttle people's fundamental right to information.